Water does not disappear all at once. It fails quietly, system by system, pressure drop by pressure drop, until the moment you turn a tap and nothing comes out. By then, the window to act has already closed. Modern cities depend on continuous water movement driven by electricity, chemical treatment, and precisely balanced pressure systems. The danger is not drought alone, nor infrastructure failure in isolation, but the cascading interaction between power loss, contamination risk, and human demand. When these systems fall out of sync, even briefly, the entire network becomes unstable. This is the point most people misunderstand. They assume water scarcity begins when reservoirs run dry. In reality, scarcity begins the moment distribution loses integrity, because water that cannot be safely delivered is functionally the same as water that does not exist. The structure of a modern water system is far more fragile than it appears. Water is extracted from a source, treated to remove biological and chemical hazards, then pushed through a pressurized network of pipes. That pressure is not optional. It is the barrier that prevents external contaminants from entering the system. When pressure drops below a critical threshold, even for minutes, the direction of flow can reverse at micropoints in the network. Instead of clean water pushing outward, contaminated groundwater, sewage seepage, and industrial residues can be drawn inward through microscopic cracks and compromised seals. This phenomenon is well documented in municipal engineering studies, yet rarely understood outside professional circles. The misunderstanding lies in assuming contamination requires visible damage. In reality, the system can appear intact while silently pulling in hazards. The hidden science is rooted in pressure gradients and fluid dynamics. Water systems are designed to maintain positive pressure, meaning internal pressure always exceeds external pressure. When this condition is lost, the system enters a negative pressure state in localized zones. At that point, the pipes no longer function as barriers, but as conduits for whatever surrounds them. Soil moisture, which often contains bacteria like E. coli, can infiltrate. In urban areas, where sewage lines run parallel to water lines, the risk multiplies. Studies following major power outages have shown spikes in contamination markers within hours, not days. This is not theoretical. After large-scale blackouts, multiple cities have issued boil water advisories due to pressure loss alone, even when treatment plants remained operational. The survival implication is immediate and severe. Clean water is not defined by its source alone, but by its delivery integrity. Even if a reservoir remains full, a compromised distribution network converts that supply into a liability. People who continue consuming tap water during these events are not just risking dehydration, but exposure to pathogens that can incapacitate within days. In a grid-down scenario where medical infrastructure is also strained, a simple gastrointestinal infection can become life-threatening due to dehydration and electrolyte loss. This is where the escalation begins. The failure of water safety does not stay contained. It accelerates human vulnerability at the exact moment resilience is most needed. Another overlooked factor is the dependency on continuous chemical dosing. Water treatment facilities rely on chlorine or chloramine to maintain residual disinfection throughout the distribution system. This residual is what keeps water safe as it travels long distances. However, chemical dosing systems are powered and monitored electronically. If power is lost or supply chains are disrupted, residual disinfectant levels begin to decay. Without this protective layer, any contamination introduced through pressure loss is no longer neutralized. The misunderstanding here is assuming that once water is treated, it remains safe indefinitely. In reality, its safety is actively maintained every second it moves through the system. Evidence from emergency management reports shows that even short interruptions in treatment processes can lead to measurable declines in water quality. In hurricane-affected regions, for example, treatment plants that switch to backup generators often operated at reduced capacity, prioritizing flow over full chemical dosing. This trade-off keeps water moving but reduces its safety margin. The hidden consequence is that water may appear normal, clear, odorless, and flowing while carrying microbial risks. This sensory deception is one of the most dangerous aspects of water system failure. Humans rely heavily on visual and taste cues, yet many contaminants are undetectable without testing.